Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Emergency 9 draft results. I'm sure a lot of you have been excited, wondering if you've been drafted or not. So I'm just going to get right into it. Now, I do want to say I listened to my voice on YouTube the other day and thought it sounded kind of shitty, so got myself a nice little mic here off Amazon, so I feel like I'm a real-life announcer here. I hope my voice sounds a little more crisp on the video than usual. But I'm just going to get right into it. The captains, some of them came on Zoom. Some of them had to text their picks in. But I'm just going to reveal it here, 1 to 16. So let's get started here. Doug Morgan, first overall pick. And he went with, to nobody's surprise, Rich Eckert. Tons of rounds out of Eckert. And to quote Doug, I was drafting someone who's been sober for all Twilight rounds. Great pick there. Eck, one of the smartest guys in the league. He is going to be fantastic at Trivia. That's a very strong team to start with. Number 2 overall, Steve Rice, selected 462's own Jason Belts. He's a little bit newer to the league, but he plays a lot of rounds. It kind of helps that he's always sober as well. Number 3, Bill Dabrowski took Monoy City's Chris Decker. Chris is one of the newer guys to the league, but Billy D's quote was, "I'm just looking to have a good time," and he certainly will with Decker. Number 4, Ben O'Brien was up next, and he took Ian Schollenberger. Great pick here. Ian's been around a while, played a lot of rounds, and he's a smart guy. That's a good team so far. Number 5, Ryan Laudeman took Hamburg's Jared Palyabinski, 6'2" starting guard. I mean, Pez, fantastic pick. One might say he has a psychotic memory, considering he can remember where the Ravens' 4th-string wide receiver Joe Blow went to fucking Northwestern Indiana University. I think he's going to be very good at trivia. Number 6, Kyle Foster selected Nick Hand. Not always sober, but I think he's going to do well. The kid's got some street savviness to him. Number 7, Eric Stock selects Bailey Sophie. Been around a while, plays a lot of rounds. I mean, not exactly known for his intelligence, but in terms of golf trivia, I think he's going to do just fine. Now, Stu had back-to-back picks here in the Snake Draft with 8 and 9. Number 8, he decided to go with Joe Ursulak. Plays a lot of rounds. Been around for quite a few years now. Kind of helps he's sober all the time. So good strong start to Stu's team. And Snake Draft in round 2, Andrew Coomer. I was a little curious to this one. Stu was not on the draft, or on the Zoom, so I wasn't sure his rationale to it. But maybe he's deciding he needs a second flight player for some of the second flight trivia. Who knows? But regardless, they're going to have a great time there. Stu, Joe, Coomer, fun team. First one rounded out, and let's keep going back here in round 2. Stock decides to go with Nick Marangel, who is an original member in 2012. Now, he didn't make the cut for captain because him and Stock, I just went by rounds played. And Stock was number 8. BDN was number 9, but it turns out that they're on the same trivia team anyway, so it works out great there. I mean, that team, in terms of years played, Stock and BDN OGs, and I think Bailey started in 2013, so they got a memory going back a long time. Foster drafted Scott Murphy. Also been around a while, but he was a pro GM at one point, so he didn't play a lot of rounds. But he has been around. I really like that team. I think they're going to be the most fun to host. Foster, Hand, and Murph. That will be a good time. Laud finishes off with Port Shop Marcotte. I mean, this is fantastic. And some of you are probably thinking, Who the fuck is that stud over there? So Pork Chop was an original Twilight member in 2012. Got his superintendent degree and is now a superintendent at a resort course out in New Mexico. So he has not been around in Twilight a while. He still loves to read every single email. And you probably see him replying all sometimes to some of the things. So he keeps up to date with us. And he's got that memory back to the original season. That's another really fun team. Ben O'Brien, the 13th overall pick, takes Wynn Allen. Good pick, good solid pick there. Wynn's been around a while, has played a lot. I like that one. Another fun team. This is turning out great so far. I'm really pleased with it. 14, Billy D takes Baney. Baney pumps rounds out. He barely misses. Always sober. I think he's going to remember a lot of stuff. Good strong team there that Billy D put together. Steve Rice coming back around. Number 15 picks Mambo. Maybe he's trying to get a little championship. First flight with Belt, second flight with Mambo. I like that. 2 4-6-2ers on the team, Steve. How about that? And Mr. Irrelevant. Pick number 16. The Cocksmith himself, John Cuck. Wow, what a trio that is. Doug, Eck, and Johnny Cuck. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. And here's what the bracket looks like. So I just did it by seeding, 8-person bracket. We are going to start off with the number 1 overall seed, Doug Morgan, taking on Team Stu. I'm going to try to record one of these matches per week. So that's why you can see in the bracket there the week that I am going to record it. So if you were drafted, I am going to be sending a text out and we're going to try to organize together. And I might need to move this because you guys can't currently see Foster's team. So you're going to get together and we're going to try to figure out a date during that week. And if anyone was drafted that does not want to participate, just let me know, and I'll notify your captain, and then we'll just get a fill-in. It's no problem, but I can't see how you won't want to play. I think it's going to be a fun time. And like I said, it's just one time a week. You could be one and done. You could move on. But 4 and 5 seed, let's move on here. Ben and Laud are going to take on each other in week number 2 in the second week of December. The third week of December, right before Christmas, is going to be Team Steve versus Team Stock. And rounding out right before Christmas is going to be, actually, Christmas week, I should say, is going to be Team Billy versus Team Foster. And then we're going to continue into the semifinals, and the championship will be held the second week of January. So that's what the bracket is going to look like. And listen, did you guys really think I was going to host something without some gambling? Come on. I mean, this is probably the most fair thing I've had to set odds on yet. Here are the betting windows open. Team Doug, Steve, and Laud. I mean, these 3 guys, smart, play a lot, know all the stories. They're the strongest team. I'm making them each 3-1. So I think there's a little bit of value there. You know, if you're on that team and you want to bet them. Now, I will say this. If you are involved in the trivia, you are only allowed to bet your team. I'm not letting you throw the match or something and any of that shit. So if you are on a team, you can certainly bet your team. Let's say up to $50. And if you are not participating, if you are not one of the 24 drafted, I will let you bet whoever you want, however many teams you want, if you're interested in something like that. I mean, I think it would be fun to watch with a little action involved. I like Team Foster, 4-1. Team Ben and Billy I made at 5, and Team Stu and Stock 7-1. And it's not that they drafted a bad team, it's just that Stu and Stock's first round matchups are against Doug and Steve, and I just think that's going to be tough. Just Doug and Steve alone with Eck, Belts, those are going to be tough teams to beat. So yeah, there's the odds. Maybe we'll get a couple bucks bet on it if somebody's interested in doing it on their own team. But I'm really looking forward to it. So I was so excited. I wanted to get this out. I figured people were dying to know if they were drafted or not. I know some of you are probably bummed out that you weren't. But hopefully you still have fun watching it. I did a recording on the Zoom tonight just to kind of see how things were working, and I think I have it figured out nicely. I think it's going to go great. So stay tuned. Next week, you can expect the first match to be played. I don't know when yet, but I would say next weekend is probably when we're going to be able to get most people to work. So you can probably expect the recording then. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I have a couple matches written already. I do have to do some adjusting based on I wasn't sure who was going to be drafted. I can't have a question that involves someone that's on the team, so I do have to modify a couple things. But I think you're going to like the questions. And I think the best part is just going to be the bullshit between everybody. It's going to be a great time. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope I sounded a little clearer with my mic. I mean, I'm no BDN announcing from the Eagles nest, but hopefully it was pretty good. All right, guys. Enjoy your night. Enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving weekend. And I'll catch you next week.